Hello everyone. Today I will be discussing Erik Erikson and his theory of psychosocial development. Erikson was a major contributor to the psychoanalytic tradition, but unlike Freud, he expanded personality development across the entire lifespan. He is especially known for developing the 8 stages of psychosocial development and for introducing the concept of the identity crisis. What makes Erikson especially fascinating is that he never earned a formal college degree, yet he taught at prestigious universities and became one of the most influential personality theorists of the 20th century. Erikson was born in 1902 in Frankfurt, Germany, and experienced identity struggles throughout his life. He was born out of wedlock and never knew his biological father, which likely influenced his lifelong interest in identity formation. He later changed his name from Hamburger to Erikson after moving to the United States. He was analyzed by Anna Freud and trained in psychoanalysis in Vienna. In 1933, he fled Nazi Germany and moved to the US, where he opened a child practice and later taught at Yale. His wife, Joan Erikson, played a significant role in shaping and refining his theory. Erikson proposed 8 psychosocial stages that span from infancy to old age. Each stage includes a crisis or central conflict that must be resolved. Successful resolution leads to the development of a psychological strength, also called a virtue. He believed development follows the epigenetic principle, meaning stages unfold in a biologically determined order, but social and cultural influences shape how each crisis is resolved. Unlike Freud, Erikson emphasized the ego as an independent and positive force rather than something controlled by the id. Here is an image of the entire psychosocial development. Starting with stage 1, trust versus mistrust occurs in infancy. When caregivers are warm and responsive, the child develops hope and a basic sense of trust. Stage 2, autonomy and shame. Autonomy versus shame and doubt occurs during toddlerhood. Supportive guidance builds will and independence, while harsh criticism produces shame. Stage 3, initiative versus guilt, occurs in early childhood. Children begin setting goals and initiating activities. Encouragement leads to purpose. Stage 4, industry versus inferiority, occurs during the school years. Success in school and tasks builds competence, while repeated failure can create feelings of inferiority. Adolescence is perhaps Erikson's most famous stage. During this period, individuals explore beliefs, values, careers, and relationships in order to develop a stable identity. He introduced the concept of a psychological moratorium, which is a period of exploration without full commitment. Successful resolution leads to fidelity, or loyalty to one's own values and identity. Failure to resolve this stage can result in confusion about one's role in society. Identity development can continue throughout adulthood. Later researchers expanded Erikson's ideas into 4 identity statuses: identity achievement, moratorium, foreclosure, and diffusion. Identity achievement involves exploring options and making commitments. Moratorium involves active exploration without commitment. Foreclosure occurs when commitments are made without exploration. Diffusion involves neither exploration nor commitment. These categories help researchers measure identity development more concretely. Stage 6, intimacy versus isolation, occurs in young adulthood. After forming an identity, individuals seek deep relationships. Success leads to love. Stage 7, generativity versus stagnation, occurs in middle adulthood. Adults focus on contributing to the next generation through parenting, work, or mentoring. Success leads to care. Stage 8, ego integrity versus despair, occurs in late adulthood. Individuals reflect on their lives. Acceptance produces wisdom, while regret may lead to despair. Erikson believed problems occur when there is an imbalance between positive and negative tendencies. Too much of the positive side can become maladaptive, and too much of the negative side can become malignant. He viewed human nature as growth-oriented and generally optimistic. He emphasized both biological structure and social influence, but placed strong weight on cultural context. Erikson emphasized that development is shaped by social and cultural context. For LGBTQ+ individuals, identity development can follow a somewhat different timeline than the traditional framework suggests. Many people in the LGBTQ+ community experience a second identity process during coming out, which can resemble Erikson's identity versus role confusion stage, even if it occurs later in life. Minority stress, discrimination, or lack of safety can also affect stages like intimacy versus isolation. Forming close relationships may involve additional risk or vulnerability. At the same time, the community connection often plays a powerful role in strengthening identity and promoting growth. This shows that Erikson's theory can be expanded rather than replaced. It adapts when we consider diverse lived experiences. Erikson's greatest contribution was extending personality development across the lifespan. His concept of the identity crisis remains widely used in psychology, education, counseling, and social work. However, some critics argue that his concepts are sometimes vague and difficult to measure. Some gender-based interpretations have been criticized as stereotypical. Despite criticisms, his theory remains one of the most influential developmental frameworks. I think we can all relate to a journey of self-discovery, and mine is still ongoing. As I try to figure out my career path, I see how Erikson's stages apply to me, especially the tension between identity, purpose, and contribution in adulthood. It reminds me that uncertainty is actually a normal part of development. Erikson's theory is highly relatable because it addresses challenges that most people experience at different life stages. It is especially useful in counseling settings because it normalizes developmental struggles. I find it remarkable that Erikson, without a college formal college degree created a theory that continues to shape psychology today. Overall, his work emphasizes growth, resilience, and the importance of social relationships throughout life.